Well, hello again, my beautiful crafty peoples. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Heather, and I love turning memories into pretty paper projects, usually while chatting your ear off and probably overthinking embellishment placement. No, definitely overthinking embellishment placement. Today, I'm going to be creating a 2-page scrapbook layout to celebrate my youngest daughter's 21st birthday. And honestly, I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. She's 21. How on earth did that even happen? She was just a baby yesterday. I swear I blinked and suddenly we're celebrating a milestone birthday with good food, lots of laughs, and memories I absolutely could not wait to document. For this layout, I'm going to be working with the exclusive March sketch challenge that was created by the incredibly talented Erin Jacobson for her amazing team, the Crafty Bunch. If you know me at all, you know how much I love a good sketch. It takes the guesswork out of the design, but leaves so much room to play, personalize, and make it your own. And this is a good one. You'll see me walk through the entire creative process from pulling the photos and papers to deciding embellishments to bringing the whole layout together with all those little details that really make it shine. I'll share my thought process along the way with some tips and tricks, and of course, lots of crafty chit chat because, well, that's just how we roll around here. This layout's also about celebrating Alyssa, capturing the joy of the evening and preserving these moments that go by way too fast. So whether you're scrapbooking a birthday, a dinner, or any special milestone, I hope that this inspires you to tell those stories while they're fresh and meaningful. And listen, before you even think about clicking away today, make sure you watch all the way to the end because there is a super fun surprise waiting for you and you're not going to want to miss it. Seriously, pinky promise. All right, friends, as usual, go grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's get crafty. Ready, set, go. The first thing I want to talk about is the sketch. Let's look at what we've got here. I've got all the photos already printed according to size. And I did get a question about how I print my photos. And as a quick just overview, I will do a tutorial on that at a later date. But basically what I do is I store all my photos in iCloud. And what I do is I go into iCloud and then I find the photos that I want after I've adjusted them. So I pull them on my phone and I adjust the color and everything like that to get good saturation and a good print, make sure the lighting is right. And once I have that done, I favorite them and I put them into a specific folder or an album. It's what they call it as an iPhone user. And when I'm ready to print them, I go into that album and I pull them and I figure out which photos are going to fit best for the sketch that I'm working with, if I'm working with the sketch. And then what I do is I download the image from iCloud and then I paste it into Microsoft Word document. There's probably better ways to do it, but this is what works for me. And so what I do is I paste that into a Microsoft Word document and I size my page in Microsoft to fit whatever sized photo paper I'm going to be working with. So if I'm doing larger than a 4x6 print, then I will put it into an 8x10 or an 8.5x11 sheet. And I have 8.5x11 semi-gloss photo paper and I also have 4x6 photo paper. So these 3x4s, I can actually fit 2 of these onto a 6x4. So I do that. I print it to a 6x4 and I print 2 of them on there. And then when I'm doing the larger than that, so these ones I didn't have to do anything larger than a 4x6. Once I've got them pasted into the Word document, I just hit print. Pretty simple. I do allow the printing of the document or the photo to come out with the white border on it. I don't have to mat my photo with white. If I want to take away the border, I can just trim it off. But typically I like having that white border on here. So that's kind of the overview of how I do that. If you guys do want a tutorial, please let me know and I'll be happy to create one. It actually shares my screen and I can walk you through my process. But that's how I do it for now. Now that I have all my photos printed out, and I have quite a few because this is a big event here, so I'm going to be doing flip-flops under these 3x4s right here. So now that we have our photos printed out, the next thing I do is figure out my cardstock. And this is where I tend to spend the most amount of time other than embellishing, is just trying to find the right paper combination. So the obvious choice for this particular event was the Cheers and Sips package of DSP. It's this one right here. It has all the little glasses and stuff in it. And, it's Celebratory Sips is what this one's called. And so this was the obvious choice. This was the first one I thought of when I thought I would be doing this layout. And so I've pulled a couple of those, but then I also pulled one of the ones that I thought would be cute for a birthday was from this Splash of Sparkles Specialty Designer Series paper. So I've got some of that here. And then I also pulled one piece from this lovely garden set, which is I'll show you here in just a second. That's the black and white check one. This one right here is from the lovely garden set. It's got florals on the back side of that. pulled just a few papers that I think might work, and then I just have to kind of narrow it down from here. So I've got a couple of choices. So the sketch calls for a frame style border, and I'm going to do that with black cardstock because in a lot of the photos, my daughters and her boyfriend here are wearing black. I really like drawing in the black into the design. So this is going to be black here. And again, this sketch is designed by Erin Jacobson, and this was designed for her Crafty Bunch March 2026 sketch challenge. If you'd like the dimensions and everything for this sketch, you would just need to sign up under either myself or one of Jama's or Erin's teammates to be able to have access to this. And she does provide these to her team for free every month. So you also get, if you were to sign up under me, you would also get access to Jama's as well as Erin's, and then also Cindy from Western Hearts All team. So because you kind of tier down, you fall in line to access everybody's sketches, and all of them do monthly sketch challenges. So I try to get to all of them. Sometimes I do, sometimes I can't get to all of them, but I do certainly try. We're working with this one. And so the inside here, side B, is kind of an inlay of that one. So I have a couple of choices. The first one I thought I might do was I really like this one. It looks like a birthday to me. So I thought maybe this one as the inlay, the part B, and then we've got this banner here coming across, which is C. And I thought, well, maybe we could do, because it is such a busy pattern, I could tone it down with it like this black and white, or we could do it the other way even, just the black and white like this, with this banner coming across. So either one of those could work. And then I just kind of brought my photos in for just this one side, just to kind of play with it and see. I'm probably going to mount my photos in black also, do a second mat of these, just to kind of show you that these will still pop off the page. They won't get lost if I do the matte, just a pretend here matte, just so we can kind of see what that might look like. And this is my process. I just kind of play until I have something that I feel like matches the vibe that I have in mind. You know, the weird thing is I don't have a specific design in mind. I just have like an idea of what I want it to look like. So I just kind of play with it until something looked right. There is no like surefire way to do this. That could work. It's looking a little black and white, not as like colorful as I'd like for a 21st birthday. So not sure about this one. Let's take a look at some other options here. The other option is we could mount these photos in something other than black. We could mount them in a color. I did really want to try and pull in some of this red and orange from her drink. This is her first official 21st birthday drink. So we've got red in the umbrella, and then there's red and orange in her drink. This paper doesn't really have any red in it. So I wasn't completely sold on this one. There's really not a lot of, the yellow and the orange kind of tie into her drink right here, but there's really none of this like bubble bath or, oh no, that's probably Highland Heather. That's very purple looking. And there's really no purple in any of these photos. So I'm not sure about that one. So this one is an option, but I'm not 100% sold on that idea. So another idea I had was this one has a little bit more color to it. It's got not really red, but there is some pink here and it kind of fades to the purple. So we could do this one as an option and put this one here and then put this one as the banner across the bottom. And I like that too. And then we could actually mount these photos in red if we really wanted to bring that red out. That could be an option because I think I'm getting the same issue here as I'm not liking all of the black. We could really embellish it up with some color when we do the embellishments, bring in lots of, red balloons and things like that. So I like this one. This one's cute too. Of course, there'd be more of it showing than that, but so this is cute. I'm still not 100% sold on it, thinking about it. Honestly, I think I like this one better than the other one. I love the gold flecks in this. It looks like confetti, but we could always add splatter or something to it with some gold shimmer paint. We could make it look that way. And then the other option I came up with, so we do also have this as the back of that one. I thought this was cute too, but then it ends up almost looking too like Halloween to me. So I was like, nah, didn't love that one, but it does tie into the drink really well. So then the other option I had was maybe this pink. This is like it's not red, but it does tie in better with the umbrella and stuff. There's some pink in her bag back here. So this I thought might be an option is we could put this one down here. So I liked this option here too. So these ones going this way and this one going this way. I like that. I'm looking at the red more than I was before with this in here. It's got like this pink and this lipstick thing here. She is actually applying the lipstick to her boyfriend's face there. Can you see that? I don't know. Let me see if this is focusing. I did adjust some settings on my camera to take it off autofocus. So hopefully we'll be able to keep it from going the in and out. I'm going to rewatch it back and see how it does before I continue too far. So there's some red and some yellow and pink in her gift bag there. And then maybe what we could do is bring in like this sketch calls for another tiny little strip along the bottom here. And I could do it just a little bit bigger than what the sketch calls for so that I could bring in these drinks. And then this has all the colors in it, which is what we're really looking for. I think think this is the winner. Not sold yet on the black mounting, but we'll take a look at that and come back to it. So I think this is the one we're going to go with. This is the floral paper from the Lovely Garden set. That's the back side of that floral, this black and white grid. I really like that. And then this is from Celebratory Sips. And so is this one. I think that's what it's called, Celebratory Sips. It's hard to memorize. They come out with new papers so frequently. I try to memorize them, but by the time I get them memorized, they're already coming out with something new. So my brain just doesn't work like it did when I was a youngster. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to put these other ones to rest, and we're going to save these for another project. And I think we're going to go with this. So let me get these papers cut down and I will be right back. Okay. I've gone ahead and cut down all of the papers according to the sketch measurements, which again, I can't share with you, but if you want to get the copy of the sketch, I mentioned how to get your hands on that guy. So I've gone ahead and trimmed all the papers down according to size. I also made a oopsies as I was cutting my paper down. I wanted to have a little bit more of this or the Celebratory Sips paper here because this is a directional paper. When I cut down the paper, I didn't pay attention to the directions of the drinks because I was cutting it for this side since that's the opposite of that side. So I ended up having to take the one piece that I did cut down according to the direction of the images here and just cutting it in half. So I had to improvise a little bit, but that's okay. We still made it work. It still brings in all those colors. You can kind of see what it is. And then I also decided to go ahead and just bring in a piece of glitter cardstock as a separator between these two patterns. And the problem I had was I really liked this color of glitter. It's very like gold and not yellow. Let me show you the difference between the two I was playing with. So I've got this one here, which is the one that I really wanted to use, but I had already trimmed a border off of this for something else. So it's not 12 by 12 anymore, whereas this one was. This one's really yellow and this one's really gold. So I liked this one. I'm going to have to make this work even though it's not 12 by 12. And I think I'm going to be able to do that on this side right here. The photos are covered so I can trim down a piece of it here and just do a piece here and a piece here. Or the other thing I can do is if you put these two together well enough, you can't tell. There'll be like a small seam, but I could always put something over it to not tell. So I'm going to make this one work even though it's not the right dimensions of what I need. We're going to put that there and that here. All these little tips and tricks, these workarounds that we have, you find something you really like, and if you don't have enough of it, or if it's cut down to dimensions that don't fit, these are ways to try to find ways to make that stuff work for you. Also, please don't pay attention to my nails. It's time to get them done, but I'm holding off to get them done till right before on stage. If you're going, please come say hi to me. I'll be there, but I'm holding off on getting them done till right before. So I'm desperately in need of a manicure, but gonna wait. Where were we? I got sidetracked. I always do that. I go down little rabbit holes. So we've got all of our paper cut down. I think the other thing I did is I'm off camera. I went ahead and decided to go ahead and map my photos, and I didn't like the black. I just felt like it was making it too drab. So what I did is I went with, this is the light side of Timid Tiger. There's the dark side and the light side. I mounted these on light side of Timid Tiger, and these are the ones that are going to go down on this side here and here. And these are the ones that are getting matted down. I have the photos that go in the flip flaps. I already have them in their flip flaps ready to go. So ultimately there's going to be this yellow bag here on top like this and this. So there's all this pink and orange and red in these photos that are going to be on top. I don't know if you can see that, if it's giving it a glare or not, but there's this pink here and this red and orange here, and then pink and orange there. And then we've got red and yellow and pink here. So these are the ones that are going to be on top that you're going to see. And these are the ones that are going to be glued down to the page. So then we've got this guy right here. I went ahead and mounted him in real red. Put this guy here. That one I also mounted in real red. And then these ones I also mounted in the light side of Timid Tiger. So we were kind of going with that red and orange, pulling in those colors from the drinks here. And again, I modified the sketch just a little bit. So rather than doing one 4x6, I did two of the 2x3s. So we've got all of our photos matted. We need to glue down our papers, and then we need to figure out a title and what we want to do to embellish this. Let me get these glued down and I'll be right back. Okay, we have all of our papers and our pictures glued down. I've done some work off camera. As I was playing with stuff, I ended up just going to sleep for the night. I got tired and gave up on it for the night. And so now it's the next day. And what I did is, and I want to share this with you guys because I get these questions a lot. What happens if you get stuck creatively? And it happens to me a lot. And so what I did is I took pictures of everything I had kind of just laid out. I did like some die cutting and kind of just did some rough placements of things. I got embossing powder everywhere. So I laid everything out. I took a photo of it in a couple of different ways. And then as I was going to sleep last night, just kind of scrolled through my pictures and I looked at the different options and I thought about it. What is it that is making me not like it? And ultimately, I've narrowed it down to two things. One of them was the title the way I had it figured out. And the second one was this other strip of paper down here. Remember, I had that celebratory sips piece down here where I ended up having to cut it in half, and it was just like half of drinks, and I didn't like it. It was throwing me off. So I replaced it with this striped paper from the Lovely Garden set, which is what this is also from. Once I did that, that fixed this problem for me down here. I became happy with the way this looked. I felt like it was just too busy, and then the drinks didn't make sense because you couldn't tell what it was because I ended up having to cut that in half. That was one of my points of dislike, and I've corrected that. The other thing was the title. I kept trying to make these little tiny letters work in here. I printed this out on my Cricut using Print and Cut, and it said, "Sassy since day one, legal at 21." And I really liked the saying. I think it's super cute, but the way I had it up here, it just got lost into the paper. So I came up with some other alternatives, and I'll kind of show you what I have here. I've got a bunch of stuff here. I haven't fully decided on all of it. I just cut a bunch of things out here that kind of go with the theme, and some of it I got from some of my die cut pack. The title that I'm going to use came from this set, Unforgettable Times Mix and Match Ephemera pack. And so that is this piece right here, the Celebrate. And then the other one came from, for whatever reason, I didn't save the name of this one, but some of the other pieces came from this set right here. It's a Mix and Match Ephemera pack on from Stampin' Up as well. So I keep all my ephemera packs in these sleeves like this. So that's where those came from. And then I cut out some Spotlight on Nature dies. I also created this right here on my Cricut, this 21. I just found a font that I liked in there, and then I just typed the numbers 21. I had them kind of overlap just a little bit. If you guys want a tutorial on how I do my Cricut stuff, please let me know. I'd be happy to post a separate video for that. And then I did an offset and then a tinier offset. So it's got this really thin black offset right here as well. And then I popped it up on foam tape. Let me make sure I'm not blurry here. I'm really hoping that, like, now that I've fixed my autofocus on my camera, that it's not doing it. The problem is I'm filming and I don't know it's doing that until I go back and start editing, and I'm like, oh, well, then it's too late. So I'm really hoping I've fixed that problem, but we'll find out when I start editing this. Okay, so let's just start putting some of this stuff down the way I kind of have it envisioned in my head. I've got all my photos matted, so I've matted red for my hero photos is what I call them. So this one is her blowing out her cake, and then here we've got her taking her first sip of her first legal drink, which, you know, is obviously she's celebrating her 21st birthday. So that's an important one. And, you know, of course, blowing out her cake is an important one. And then here she's opening her gifts. And then this is the group that was there to celebrate with her. This is her boyfriend, Ethan. And then this is all of our family. So let's start putting the stuff down. The problem I had with just putting the title directly on here, it's cute, but I don't feel like it stands out enough. So what I did is I cut a banner out of just plain white cardstock. I didn't do any treatment or anything to it. This has my journaling on the other side that I ended up having to redo. Nothing goes to waste. And I want to put that kind of just going right underneath here like this. Maybe not that far. I do want it to kind of stick out onto the black a little bit, just like that. And now our sketch doesn't call for that. It does have like a cluster here. So I'm going to move the title from down here to up here because I feel like the title also gets lost and it covers up all this pretty glitter and patterned papers down here. So I'm not going to put the title down here. I'm going to move it up to here. I did slide this photo down some. You can see here, it's like there's quite a bit of space showing of this paper right here. And I slid this down to give myself more room for the title up here. I like this Celebrate, and then I like this 21 thing right here because it's really what she's celebrating. Kind of thought maybe we could do this like this. I know I'm covering up Ethan's face here, but he's only got a little bit of it there anyway, and he's in quite a few of the other pictures, so I'm sorry, Ethan. You're featured here in other places. So I like that. I think I'm okay with that. I really did want to try to fit this little quote on here, but I tried it numerous ways. And hello, Mango, making your debut. Here are you. You're gonna lay right where I'm working, aren't you? Why did they do that? He's like, I know right where you're working, and I'm just going to lay right there so that you can't work. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. I'm more important, huh? Yes, you're such a cutie. Okay, you know what? I'm going to pause really quick and get him down. Before he just takes over my entire desk. He's about to just go to sleep right here. How many of you saw my Facebook post the other day of me trying to work and he's just like falling asleep on my arm? Yes, that's what he does. Erin Jacobson commented because she's got her kitty Dave, who is also an orange kitty, and this sounds like they are very similar in personality. It must be an orange kitty thing. All right, well, I'm going to kick him down and I'll be right back. We've set Mango down on the floor. I'm hoping he stays there. Where were we? Oh yeah, the title. So I really did want to get this little sassy, let's see, and I've tried, says sassy since day one, legal at 21. And I really do like that saying. I think it's super cute. And I've tried to like maybe put that on here. Maybe I could make a bigger banner. I don't know. I might try that. I might try a bigger banner because I really do like that as a subtitle and it kind of fit that in there. Sassy since day one, and then legal. See, it's really long. Legal at, and I tried to make this like super small so I could fit the whole thing up here. You know what? Maybe I'll try making a little bit bigger banner. What do you guys think? Should I include that? I just think it's adorable. She is definitely my sassy child. I really did like that kind of subtitle of just celebrate. It speaks more to her personality than just the word celebrate. Okay, we've cut a bigger banner. You can see the difference in the length here. So I did, this one was 1 3/4 inches. This one is 2 inches. Let's see if that looks a little bit better with that subtitle on there. This one's a little bit longer and I could cut it down if I need to, but I do have some room to kind of tuck underneath here. To cut this, all I did is I just measured out a strip on my trimmer and then I cut down the center and I just eyeball it. I did not measure it. I just kind of eyeballed the center and then cut a little slit and then I go from corner to the slit and then corner to the slit, just like that. Nothing fancy. I didn't use a die or anything. So now we've got a 2-inch banner here rather than 1 3/4 inches. And let's see if we can fit both of those on here now. So if we put that there, that there. You know what? I like that. I wish I had maybe gone like 1/4 inch bigger, but I think we might be able to make this work. I do. I really, really like that. And I want to include it. So I think I'm happy with that title. I may take a picture of it and ponder it through photo. For some reason, when I'm staring at it, like from my desk area and looking at it, it looks different to me than when I like take a photo and stare at it on the photo. It's almost like a different perspective. If I'm stuck and there's something that isn't like clicking, something that's like, don't quite know what it is, take a picture of it and look at it from a different perspective. Zoom in on things on your phone and then see if that makes a difference. And then I fussy cut a bunch of these drinks out of the celebratory sips paper. They do have dies that go with them, but the dies don't also cut out the little embellishments or the accent pieces that are here. It just cuts the drink out itself. So I knew you'd be back. I could hear you down there. Let's see if you'll just lay down out of the way. Will you just lay down right there? So then over here, I've done my journaling and all I did is I typed this up in a Word document, found a font that I liked that was like condensed enough to where I could fit it all in the space that I had available here. I took my ruler and kind of measured across and down to see how much room I'd have. You're not going to cooperate, are you? Nope. Okay. So let's see. Now he doesn't want to be over here. Should we just switch gears? Let's go back over here. Okay. We'll just do that since he's not cooperating. I'm going to need to get these glued down too before I lose a piece of that since he's not cooperating with me today. Okay. So let's switch gears. I'm going to put a cluster here. Oh my goodness. Mango. I'm going to take this off for right now so that we don't lose these pieces here because his tail is swiping at everything. So down here, I'm going to put a cluster also. And I think the sketch does call for a little cluster right here. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to kind of wrap it around this way since I'm not putting a title right here. Okay, I've kicked him down twice and twice he's jumped back up here. So I'm just going to try and let him be over here and we'll work over in this corner. He is just insisting on being up here today. So I also pulled a couple of die cuts from it's called, Wildflower Celebrations. So this one has the punch outs. I have the set here. So I pulled a couple of die cuts from this set as well. So I thought I wanted to include these in here somewhere. They have some of the similar colors. So we've got pink in here. We don't really have any light blue, but we can add that in with some other things here. But there's some blue in the photos, which would work. You know, there's some blue there and, you know, the blue works. I've got yellow, which there's yellow in her gift bags and her drink and things like that. So thought I might put that over here somewhere. I'm not fully sure yet. And now he's switched back over here. Sorry about the confusion. We're just going to work with what Mango allows us to work with today. Put these away before he hurts himself. Okay. So I also created this right here using this punch right here. I don't know what this is called. It's like a tag punch. It went with the stamp set and I do have the stamp set, but a lot of it's very Christmassy. So I just moved this over here. That's Jama. Hi, Jama. Let's get this here. And I think I'm going to put the date of her celebration, or I might put like her birth date in there or something like that. So that's Jama saying, "Oh man, go." I showed her a picture of me trying to film right now and she's laughing at me. Okay, so what else do we got? I punched these out to like maybe use for that 21 that is underneath Mango over here and didn't like these ones. So I thought maybe we could use them over here somewhere as an anchor for something. So I just kept them in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or not. I'm just kind of playing. So I've got these drinks all cut out here. I really like these since we are celebrating a 21st birthday. I thought I might put put some over here. Both of these photos are red, so I don't think it'll really matter which one I put where, but kind of like adding the blue over here. Would be nice if I could see over there. So we could put that one there, or we could put this one. Actually, you know what? I don't know. Let's play with that. Let's just play with this whole thing and see. And we've got two. This one's more orange and this one's a little bit more orangey to yellow. So we could put one of these here. Since this one's got green, we'll put the green over here with this one. What else do we have in here? Oh, I've got this that I cut out of that same gold glitter cardstock. I thought it might be fun to like maybe put this somewhere. I want to bring more of that gold in over, since we're going to have the, thank you, Mango. We're going to have that 21 right here that has some gold in it. Kind of wanted to bring some gold over here also. So I don't know, maybe here, like as a divider, or underneath here somewhere. You know, I need to get my nails done so I can stop having this problem. I don't know, really. I'm just kind of like playing. I don't think I like that there. I really like this and I want to add some glitter here somewhere. So we'll figure that out. I also thought maybe we could put this somewhere, bring more of that blue in here somewhere. So I don't know if there's going to be room with all that there. Should probably just get that glued down. I really like this too, the It's Your Day. This is cut out from the Turley Sweet. Yeah, Turley Sweet. It's the It's Your Day. And I just embossed it in white powder on black cardstock. Oh no, I thought maybe we could get this in over here. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but I like this cake too. I like the yellow and the blue and the gold. It kind of really does work with this here. So maybe we can put this over here somewhere. Maybe we need like a landing spot or something here for this. I'm not sure. Really want to get this drink over here too, but I don't want to cover up her drink here. So how far down do we want to go? I don't know. I don't want to cover up Ethan again. He needs to appear in these photos. So I don't know if that's going to work there or not, but I do want to get some more wordy bits in here somewhere. So maybe we can put that over here underneath these. Kind of like that. It kind of brings the, like frames that hero photo there. I wanted to bring some blue into this cluster too, because this one doesn't have any blue, but I don't like the yellow on top of the orange there. It just is too much orange and yellow right there. So, and I feel like this one just clashes. It doesn't work. Yeah, I think it's this one. It's got to be that one. Oh, we need blue in this. So we could use these little blueberries down here. That's cute. Yes, Mango's about to come back here. We could put that strawberry there. And another thing that brings to my mind is while he snuggles up here, I'm going to tell you about something. So my youngest daughter has officially moved out, although she hasn't taken her stuff with her yet. She'll be doing that in the next couple weeks. And when that does happen, I am going to be turning her bedroom into my actual craft room. So you guys, please let me know in the comments. Do you want to see like a transformation videos of like me taking her bedroom and turning it into my craft room? Do you want to see me doing the wall painting and, you know, the moving of the furniture and how I organize things? If that's something you guys want to see, I'd be happy to do like a separate series videos of that for you. Right now, it's fully just her bedroom. Nothing special about it right now. But as soon as she takes her furniture out of there, I'm going to move my entire process and setup into that bedroom. And then I'll be able to leave little Mr. Mango out when he's being like this and just does not want to leave me alone. So let me know if that's something you guys want to see. I'd be happy to share that with you guys when that time comes. It's going to be in the next couple weeks here, but I could start filming that. If that's something you think you might want to see, just let me know. Okay, we're not going to get anything done right now, so I'm going to pause this and I'll come back to this here in a little bit. I had to take a break and go snuggle Mr. Mango so he would hopefully leave us alone, although he is still right here on the floor next to me. So let's go ahead and glue this down because I am definitely going to keep that there. Okay, so we've got that pretty even on the top and the bottom, and we're not going over, so that's perfect right there. And then let's go ahead and put him here. I'm not going to glue that one down yet because I want to glue these first. So these ones I am going to put down with my glue because they are tiny. Since I'm just eyeballing this, I'm not using like a T-ruler or anything. I think I can eyeball it pretty well. And the glue gives me a couple seconds of time to maneuver that. Mango in his tail was throwing things everywhere, so hopefully I can find all the pieces again. Where's our word day? Sassy Sense. Where'd it go? And this is why we love having kitties when we're crafting, because they love to just knock things around. Do you see it? I don't see it. Okay, hang on. Nope, he's not there. Let me pause and look for that. Might have to look on Mango's tail. Hang on one second. Okay, friends. Well, the day was lost. The day was lost. I did have to redo it. I looked all over and could not find it. So I have a feeling our friend Mr. Mango did make off with he made off with the day, and he certainly has been doing that all day because he has not wanted to leave me alone today. So needless to say, I did have to redo this word. I had to redo the word day because it was lost. I cannot find it anywhere. It's going to pop up eventually when I'm not looking for it, and I'm going to be like, there it is. Watch, I'll find it in Mr. Mango's litter box when I clean it out or something. It's going to show up in the most random place, and I'm going to be like, that's where that went. Let me get my tweezers so I don't get glue all over my finger. I have a doctor's appointment here in a little bit, so the day's been saved. All right, then what do we have here? Let's put down, okay, this one we don't need anymore. We've got our 21 that we can put here. Let's go ahead and glue down the word celebrate. Thank you all for giving feedback on my last video. I asked you guys if you want to see me fiddle with this stuff or you want me to do it off camera, and a lot of you said you prefer to listen to me babble about my decision-making process, and if that's what you want, that's what you'll get. I tend to just babble, and I talk to myself a lot when I'm doing this, and that's just how I work through stuff, but I'm like, I don't want to bore you guys listening to me babble. That's all glued down. I'm happy with that. Then let's focus on this guy right here since we've got these out still. I'm going to go ahead and glue these balloons down. I just had to decide, do I want those strings to show? Do I want to tilt it this way and get those strings to show like that? Or do I want to just put it down like that? I don't know. I kind of like the strings sticking out a little bit. The date I used came from the Tags to Go. I don't have it out anymore, but it's the Tags to Go set. And then I'm going to use my Sakura Jelly Roller pen to add the date in here. This is going to slide underneath here. And then I thought I might put this back here somewhere just to add some gold to this cluster. And I kind of like that. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to pop this cupcake up on foam tape. I want some dimension over on that side too. And then I'm going to pop him up right down here. And then I think to add some blue over here, I'm going to put the blueberries over here. Pull our tray back out here. And I think I did like the idea of putting this cake and kind of building that cluster around this. Let's start with the cake. And I think I'm going to use this strip here as like the grounding spot for the cake. Let's say I do want to add these 2 drinks in here. We could put that there. And like that, it's covering up the gold cake tray, but I don't mind. I'm going to just do it. I mentioned I was trying to hold out until on stage to go get my nails done, but they're really bothering me because these are my real nails. And so they break and snag on things. So I think I'm going to have to go get them done before that. I'm not going to be able to wait that long. I may go do that after my doctor's appointment today. Speaking of which, I need to get going. So I will be back. All right, friends, made it back from the doctor's and also had to stop and get my nails done. I couldn't tolerate them any longer. Looking at them was making me anxious. So got those done. Plus they were snagging on everything. And I finished gluing down the embellishments. We kind of pretty much talked about where we were going to put everything before I did that. So I think the last thing we need to do is bling this baby up. Let's grab some options and see what we can do here. Those would be pretty, but I was also thinking maybe black. I mean, those would really stand out amidst all these colors. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I have a better idea. My gold stars. I think that's what I want to do. My gold stars will be perfect for this. Let's bring those guys out. I think that's perfect. Yes, we want some gold stars on this guy. I haven't used them in a minute, so let's do that. One right there before that dries. There and there. I never did find that word day. And then let's put some around this cluster here. Kind of create a triangle with those. And then let's see, let's switch gears over to this page here. And I think I'm going to put a couple here. Maybe I'm going to do like 2 right here to make them look like little colons. And then let's put some around this cluster. We'll put one here, put one on the balloon here. I'm just making this up as I go. There's no rules.
There's no rules! Let's just start back on. There's one rule!
Have you guys seen that commercial? There's no rules. I think this looks pretty good to me. I'm going to bring this up close so you can see the finished results. And let's see, take the little temporary glue dot off the back. It looks like little boogers over there. You guys hear it's done, minus all the little cat hair here. So we've got all of our little gold stars up there and the little streamers with the balloons and our date and the journaling. Here she is blowing out her candles on her cake. We've got all the little drinks here and the blueberries. I think those are super cute. Me and these gold stars. I'm just obsessed with those. I love them so much. They're just confetti. And I think I ordered them off Amazon, but I love the sparkle and shine that it gives these pages. This is all done down here. I'm going to put the flip flaps on over the top. Actually, let me bring those in really quick. Where did I put them? Okay, so we're going to have this one, and I'm going to put these ones on the outside of my page protectors. So I'm not going to glue these down directly on here. So these will go like that on top of here. Let's bring this up. Let's stick in the my fingers. There we go. And I have have white embossing powder everywhere. I blew while it was still on the paper. It went everywhere. So here's this side. Love the title. It came out super cute. I'm really happy with that. I'm glad we were able to fit this on here. That sentiment is just so her. I'm so happy with that. And the 21, I don't know if you can if this camera picking up the glitter in there. It's like super sparkly. You can really see that. We've got gold foiling in the cake candles here. And we've got our gold glitter stripe down here. I don't know if the camera's picking up that glitter. Try and move it around so you can see it. But it's very sparkly and shiny, which is what a 21st birthday should be. I'm super pleased with how this one came together. Of course, I'll have stills of all of these on my Facebook and Instagram. And if you're not following me over there, you definitely should. If you're not currently subscribed to my channel, you should do that as well so you don't miss out on any future videos. And again, reminder, please let me know down below. Do you guys want to see a series where I take my daughter's old bedroom and turn it into a craft space of my own? So let me know if you want to see the transformation process, or do you want to just see a before and after picture? So let me know in the comments what you'd prefer to see, because if you want to see that as a series, I'm going to be starting that here soon. So also, to those of you who will be at On Stage next week, please do not forget to stop and say hi to me. I want to see everybody and meet everybody and put faces with names and get you so that you're no longer just friends in my computer screen. So, all right. Who's ready for a big surprise? I told you in the beginning I had a special surprise for you. So let me bring my page back in so you can see what I'm doing here. I had to set it on the floor for a second. So here's our finished product. And as a special surprise, so I can try and reach both my card making friends and my scrapbooking friends, I have decided to, at the end of each scrapbooking video, I'm going to be showing you a card that I created as an inspiration from the scrapbook layout that I did. So here's the card that I created. It uses all the same papers, all the same elements. It's not an exact replica, but it is inspired by the layout. So I've got this pink paper here, the black stripe here, the black and white plaid from here. I've got this orange drink from here. And this one I just cut out without the sprigs and stamped my own sprig for that one. I've got the gold stars. I've got the gold strip here. And this one just says, cheers, it's your day. And this is a sentiment from the Cheers and Sips. Yeah, Cheers and Sips stamp set. And then I used the Spotlight on Nature dies to create the circles for this. And then on the inside is just a piece of that pink polka dot and the gold glitter. And that is our finished piece. I hope you enjoy that. If that's something that you want to continue to see, please let me know and I'd be happy to do that. I think that's a fun little plus because I've already got all my inspiration ready. I've got all the products out. So it's not too much to just throw a quick card together with all the same products. That's all I've got for you today, friends. See you around here on YouTube. Till then, take care. Stay crafty. Bye-bye.